Manchi. Davido has been on the Spotify Daily Top Artist Nigerian the longest at 1,186 days straight. That is actually massive. And a lot of people are really celebrating with Davido, while some people are still finding fault in these statistics. This was released by Charts Africa, and a lot of people are verified and saying that is very true to an extent. What is your own take about this? And we still got some interesting stories that is trending on social media coming in from a person of Tems. Our Tems was on live with her, kind of fans out there, and they asked a question and she answered. But one interesting thing that caught my attention is that she is open to working with anybody and said, I will do a song with Davido if he only wants to. That is something really coming out. And Davido, you should be hearing right now, because I said in one of my videos that, you know what, you got to do a collaboration with Tems, because I want to see how it would sound like. And I believe that it's going to be a success at the end of the day. But another thing caught my attention that, a lot of people, we compare the collaboration of Davido with Tems to that of Wizkid and Tems Essence. That is something, because it will bring another kind of level of debate on social media and level of comparison and unhealthy comparison by 30 BGs and outsiders and also FCs out there. That is something I kind of believe about that. But all the same, but it's good to have a collaboration with Tems. That will really kickstart something, a new phase of Afrobeat with women out there, because I want these women Afrobeat artists to really be doing collaboration with the men out there, especially the bigger ones, the likes of Rema, the likes of Wizkid, Davido, Burna, and a lot of others like Omale, because we need to see women on board too. Yes, let's hear what she said, how she said it about having a collaboration with Davido.
With Davido, yeah, if you want. It's best time I'll be. Everybody, I just wanna.
Now you've heard her. She said she is ready and open to doing a collaboration with Davido if he wants, and that she'll hit the camp of Davido soon. And I think right now it's not the appropriate time, because Davido still got an album actually flying everywhere. Maybe that should be delayed for a later day. That is something I feel. I expected her to be in this album of Davido, but I don't know what actually happened, and is best known to Davido's management at that. Yes, we got a list of African artists and their Spotify listeners in USA. That is something really interesting about this. And we got Tems leading with 2.24 million listeners, followed by Davido with 1.62 million listeners, and then Tyler on 1.06 million listeners monthly, among others. So this is really interesting, but we should not be carried away by these multi-million streams on Spotify. That is something we got to understand about all of this, because we glorifying streams, and it's making a lot of artists so desperate that they want to engage the services of stream farms to stream them on top, because that is the only way they feel that it is cool for them to get on Billboard and get spoken of at a time like this. Davido is on that list, courtesy his new album 5 that is getting a lot of international attention. We got Tems is a senior advocate on that list. That is something I feel, because she has actually contributed to Afrobeat, and especially working with American superstars out there. That is really working for Tems to an extent, and a lot of people can really commend her based on her contributions. And also, I got to understand that when you talk about Spotify, you should talk about foreign fans out there. And Tems got a lot of foreign fans, and that is really increasing her number. She is really, really a good artist, and she has really proven herself over the years. What is your own take about this? I want you to put your own comment in the comment section so that you can take a look at what you feel. But based on what I have Tems, having monthly listeners peak of 4.2 million. And then we got a person of Davido with a peak of 2.14 million streams, and we got Tyler with 2.22 million streams monthly, and we got Wizkid with 2.05 million streams. But monthly, listeners, currently is 914,000 for Wizkid. There is something actually wrong. Remember that Wizkid dropped an album called Mariah's album. A lot of people are now blaming out Wizkid and saying that whether you like it or not, you got to promote your album. That is the best way to really get yourself on board right now, because they are missing the old vibes of Wizkid. I feel that Wizkid needs to do a lot, collaborate with a lot of individuals in the music industry, and see, stick to your own old vibes, bring them back. That will really pay off. Promote. That is another thing that Wizkid is lacking, and his management, they need to do well about it. And some people are feeling that Wizkid not they listen to anybody, even the management not they listen to them. Really citing what he said to Don Jazzy after Don Jazzy made a remark about his performance, stage performance, and promoting albums and all those kind of things. So you got to understand that you are not an island yourself. You have to really, really listen to professionals that you employ to help you get yourself on board. Now we're talking about Spotify. Is a search for Davido, and a lot of people can really understand that at a time like this. Some people are saying that Davido should be getting up for getting a billion stream on Spotify, and that is going to count Davido into a billion gang. That is something a lot of people are really talking about. But I feel that with the tempo of progress that is making with this five album, Davido is going to get on board, and that is really going to count in favor of him at a time like this. But what is your own take about the five album of Davido when you compare it to the timeless album of Davido? Is it a big win or a small win? That is something I need in my comment section, because a lot of people are now getting to understand that whether you like it or not, there's an improvement on the part of Davido from the timeless to the five album of Davido, who is now the king of Spotify monthly listenership in Africa. Is a person of Tems, followed by Davido. Based on the recent record we have, we got Tyler on number 10, and then we got Wizkid on number 4 with 914,000 monthly listenership. Yes, a lot of people are now waiting for Burna Boy to drop in his album No Sign of Weakness. But you know what? That is going to be all interesting. He recently previewed a song called Ta Ta Ta, and a lot of people are now still looking at the song and say that song should be dedicated to Batasa Ekonga. What is your own take about this? We are waiting for an album to drop in from Burna Boy. Some people are saying that why is it that each year Burna Boy, Davido, they must drop album the same time? Is it a coincidence? That is a question a lot of people are really asking. Is it strategic? That is another question a lot of people are still asking. What is your own take about it? I want you to put your own comments in the comment section. Before I jump off, I want to say thank you guys for watching our videos, and thank you for the love so far. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos.